Today's going to be basically a doctor day all day. I have a blood test. Got 10 minutes to spare, which is pretty good, because I got the baby up, let him eat as long as he wanted. He ate two, what's they call bananas? Mama Nini's. Ate two of those. Lots of walkers, lots of fast traffic. So that was mildly embarrassing. The woman took my height and weight and my blood. The first time I ever had a phlebotomist tell me that I'm too fat. A phlebotomist. She said, but maybe you can talk to the doctor and get a surgery. On my insurance I can do that? I said, yes. Maybe. I don't know. If I had surgery, I would think about the VSG, not the gastric bypass, and definitely not the lap band again. The lap band sucks. Yeah, that was misery. That was like worse than being pregnant. So it's 9 o'clock. That appointment took me 30 minutes just to get my blood taken, and I was like the first one. So I'm at Rafael's doctor now, and he's gonna get that autism screening to see if there's any issues. I really think that his issues are from being home away from Grandma and Zeb, and, you know, going out every single day, doing fun things, lack of sleep, jet lag. I don't know what the ear thing is, but maybe he just doesn't like crowded places, which is fine. He doesn't scream when he's at crowded places, though. He just covers his ears. As I was coming up here, a woman, I stopped well in advance. I think she was already mad to begin with. She was coming out of some shop with another woman and her family. She gave me the bird, basically, and was yelling at me, and I was at least 20 feet away from the crosswalk that she was walking in front of, so I'm really not sure she was doing it to me, but I beat my horn at her because she was giving me very foul language with her hands. So I beat my horn at her and she turned around and shut up. She walked really slowly across the crosswalk too. Cussing the whole time in Russian. I'm not sure what she said. She was very loud about it though. Anyway, so I'm waiting. I put on my makeup and I noticed, wow, why can't my hair grow as quick as my eyebrows? I have to pluck my eyebrows again. I just plucked them last week and I have to pluck them again. Or maybe it was a week before. Pluck entirely too much. My mom, she doesn't even have to pluck her eyebrows anymore. They just stay. Her hair doesn't grow anymore. I think Colleen was saying that too. Yeah, she was saying that her eyebrows, she doesn't need to pluck anymore. They just stay the same. That's nice. When you reach a certain age, you don't have to mess with that hair. Unfortunately, I still have to shave my hair off here. You know that fuzz that you get? Like right back here and here. I take a eyebrow razor and I shave it off. I don't do my eyebrows with it because it's too hard. I don't know how anybody would be able to do their eyebrows with it without shaving all their eyebrows off or cutting themselves. That's crazy. I'm going to see if this doctor's going to take me early. It's only 9:04. It took me exactly 1 minute to put my makeup on. My mascara's drying out. I have to use my Israeli mascara, and it kind of, I don't know if it melts, but it gets in my eyeballs and it makes me cry. So it hurts them, it stings them, makes me cry. So well, I'll use that until it's dried out, and then I'll order some more. iHerb sells some mascara. I got that Physicians Formula mascara, the organics or whatever, and it actually flakes off pretty good, and it kind of makes me self-conscious because, you know, I sweat a lot. Try putting on makeup when you're sweaty. Yeah, that's my life. So I sweat a lot, and the makeup, you know, if it smears down here, I'll just have black streaks all over myself and look like Alice Cooper or something. Or Floki. Whatever kind of bad mood you're in, when you go down this road, you're just not. This water is so beautiful. all the way around. The Red Sea. Let me see. You have a banana? Do you have a banana? Banana? Yeah, that's a banana. Can you say banana? Can you say banana? Yeah, Mama Nene. You want another banana? Mama Nene? No, don't get the laundry out. Keep the laundry in here. Alright. Okay, I want to talk about me taking the baby to the doctor for the testing. You know, sometimes other parents, grandparents, they'll say, oh, you're being, what's that word when you're sick all the time, but you're not sick? Hypochondriac? Okay. If it has to do with your kid, you do the best for your kid. Don't listen to other people that say, oh, what are you doing that for? You know, if I had listened to other people, Zeb would not be where he is right now. He would have speech delay, learning, you know, bad learning disabilities. He doesn't. He's very smart, very competent, and he speaks very eloquently. And that is because I took him to speech very, very early. I sacrificed a lot of my time, a lot. Let's say he had 2 appointments, well, 2 appointment days per week, Tuesday and Thursday, usually. He had 1 appointment a month at another place, but these appointments weren't just for one thing, they were back to back, twice a week. So it was probably like 6 hours a week I was spending in a waiting room, sometimes 7 to 8 hours a week. That's a lot of time. That was for 8 years. If I felt he had a problem with something else, I would take him and I would try to get help for him with something else. They thought that he had Tourette's syndrome. Still not really sure if he does. He has some tics, but he was on medication for so long that the medication could have caused that. So not really sure if he has that. If he does, it's very, very mild. He's been off of medication for about 4 years now or so, taking it randomly here and there, but he doesn't really need it. But had I not got him medication, he wouldn't have been able to go to school at all. They were calling me at noon every single day when I put him in kindergarten to come and get him. The teacher that was there, she was there when I was a kid in a kindergarten, and she quit the next year because of my son. So he was not, he was hard to deal with, really. He was very hard to deal with. And had he not been on medication, I mean, I had changed his diet, you know, here and there, and it was very hard for him to stick to it because, you know, going places, he would get treats and things. I did all that I could, and medication was the only thing that allowed him to be able to go to school. Now, I had some people say, if you don't get him on medication, we are going to turn you into child welfare. Okay. And then I had the doctor say, well, you can't have medication. Kids are over-medicated. You can't have medication for him. Sitting in the doctor's office crying, saying, one person tells me this, another person tells me that. One person says, oh, he's probably got cerebral palsy because of the way he was born, and he had a cord wrapped around his neck, and he walks on his toes, so he's probably got cerebral palsy. I had a nurse tell me that, and I got that nurse in trouble, too, because she was really mean to me on the phone. So I called and I talked to the doctor about that nurse, and I don't think that she worked there after that because I never did see her. But you know, you have people tell you different things all the time about your kid. You are your kid's only advocate. Nobody cares about your kid more than you do. Nobody. And even people who mean well, doctors, whatever, if they look at you like you're an idiot, go to a different doctor. Go to a different doctor. If you know that there is a problem with your child, if you know that something is not right, and nobody is helping you, find someone who will. I have gotten run out of a couple of doctors' places. One time, this is pretty personal, but one time I believed that my son was poisoned. So I took him to the hospital because he had never been that sick ever, and he had went to spend the night at someone's house. I won't say who, but I believed that he was poisoned because another little girl that was staying there as well was also very, very sick with a very rare salmonella, a strain of salmonella or something. And they supposedly said that it was from her helping in the kitchen with raw chicken. I didn't believe any of this, but my son came home extremely sick. I took him to the hospital with my mother, and I said, I want tests run on him because I believe that he was poisoned. And I had not had any sleep that night, and the doctor was just grating on my nerves, wasn't listening to me. He laughed at me. And I told that doctor, don't you laugh at me. You know, there's something going on. There's something going on. I want my son tested. And I took my son out of there. I waited on that doctor for like 6 hours. And I took my son out of there. I said, you are not going to laugh at me. And my mom believed me too, because my mom had never seen him that sick before, ever. I mean, I thought that he might be on the verge of needing to stay at the hospital. And it was only because he had spent the night at their house. Something that I had no control over either. I had to do it, so you can probably guess where he went. It's the same person who actually broke his nose when he was 7 years old. Accidentally broke his nose when he was 7 years old. But at the same time, when you take your kid to the doctor, they'll be like, yep, got to test for that autism. You know what I mean? Rafael already has something negative against his family history. His brother has Asperger's. And then he's doing just a few things that are weird to me. I don't believe that he has autism, but if he has something that I could help control, if he needs speech therapy, if he needs, occupational therapy, I'm going to do it now while he's young. They are sponges right now, sponges. I took Zeb a little too late for physical therapy. You learn your walk pattern by 7 years old, and I was a little too late getting him in there. He still sometimes walks on his toes. Sometimes he doesn't. But yeah, you got to get these kids in there early if there's any kind of problem. And this, to me, he doesn't know what I'm doing. He doesn't know that I'm, having him tested for autism. Mommy. Don't let a doctor misdiagnose your kid either. But don't walk in and say, hey, my kid has this, my kid has this. When I was with Zeb, I had no idea what Asperger's was. He was diagnosed at 18 months old, and he had went to the same doctor until he was 5, and then the doctor left to go write a book. He was the best doctor I've ever had. He was my doctor as well. He's the one, okay, Rafael. He's the one that put me on Atkins diet to start with, and I lost 100 pounds on that. He believed everything that I believed, you know what I mean? He helped me to understand what was going on with Zeb. Because I had no idea what it was. Everybody kept blaming me, You're doing this, you're doing... It's because he's not going to school. It's because you hold him too much. You're formula feeding instead of breastfeeding, You spoil him. You don't discipline enough. That was not me, that was him. It was his issue. I don't see a problem with getting your kid checked, and that's all I'm gonna say. Be your child's advocate, because no one else will be, I promise. No one cares. No one cares. Embarrass yourself. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna embarrass yourself. I do, all the time. But, It's for your kids, so that's the best. What were you saying about the banana?
Mama Nan.
The banana is a mama nan nan?
Mama Nan. Mama. Mama.
Oh my god. You want a mama nini?
Mama Nan.
You want a banana? Oh goodness.
I just eat with you.
You look like a gremlin. Or no, what's that thing? Look at his ear, her ears. His ears. I'm sorry, Kitty. You're beautiful. I know you're a girl. But your ears, they look funny. You look like some kind of creature, I forget. Not a gremlin. But something funny like that. You want a banana? Mama Nana. Alright, I guess I'll get up. You're the most beautiful kitty in the world. Kitty in the world. Kitty in the world. You're the most beautiful kitty in the world. Meow. Meow. Mama Nana. You want a mama nana? Banana. Banana. And his new word is down. Can you say down?
No.
Do.
No.
Very good. Oh, you're going to get up? Up? Oi. Oi, big boy.
Oi.
Oi.
Oi. Oi. Oi.
Say hello, Kitty. I'm so offended. I'm so offended. Oh, so offended. Oh, so offended. Say hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. 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 Don't scratch your furniture. It's why you got a scratching post right there. Right there, Kitty. Get it, Kitty. Get it. This is my lunch, just some leftovers from last night. Oh, and Rafael's gonna have some too. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Stealing my food. Really? 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 Here. There. That's a really big bite. I'm gonna fix him some quinoa flakes with bananas right now.
Mama.
Mama Nini.
Join us. Please help our channel out by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing.
Kitty, get down. Thank you.
You know, I'm in a workplace where most of the things are classified.
Are you irritated by everything? You are not a dinosaur, baby.
Thanks a lot for the food. I'll catch you, kitty.